Namaste. My name is Hurssh Verma, Shi Yanyan, India's first Shaolin warrior monk. You are watching me on the PVT Show Podcast. I went up to playing international football with the AC Milan junior team, Leicester City junior team, under 16. It was a small surgery which turned to be a big surgery because they found a benign tumor attached with the extra bone.
Oh my God.
Which is right stuck as a size of a golf ball, which is stuck in between my thigh muscle. So I decided that I will find the solution to my healing somewhere else, but I will find it no matter what comes. Yeah, my parents were very much against the whole idea of going to China because they were like, we don't know anybody in China. You have to take certain risks and get out of your comfort zone to do things.
You're saying that Indian scriptures and Vedic scriptures we have influenced Chinese?
That's
कैसे?
right.
ये please बताइए.
They presented the opportunity to me that, okay, fine, you stay back, you're a good person, you're a good, honest one who surrendered to us. We'll adopt you.
What time would you wake up?
We used to wake up at 4 o'clock, and then after that we used to go run the mountains for half an hour, 5 kilometers. So Shaolin philosophy is purely related to breath work. Everything that we do. I just know that everyone is a warrior, but all we need to do is brighten up our light. Trust me, if you want to be a warrior in every day of your life, these small basic 3 things you need to do. You will be completely sorted in life. कोई नहीं आने वाला है आपको बचाने के लिए life में. You have to do it yourself.
Hello and welcome to the PVT Show Podcast. I am your host, Poonam Vijay Thakkar. On this show, I bring to you conversations with leading authors and top leaders who energize the mind, challenge the norms, and awaken a purpose. It's all about conscious growth with one powerful book and one powerful story at a time. Sometimes pain doesn't break you, it actually transforms you. And today I sat down with a man who turned injury into initiation. A former footballer with AC Milan and Leicester City brought to his knees by a career-ending surgery until he entered the Shaolin Temple and came out as a warrior monk. He is apparently the first Indian to be absorbed into the Shaolin order, now a global ambassador, healer, and a founder. Bridging ancient wisdom with modern wellness, this isn't just a comeback story. It's a masterclass in human evolution and transformation. Let's meet Hurssh Verma only on the PVT Show Podcast. Shi Yangying, welcome to the PVT Show Podcast. How do you feel today?
Firstly, thank you very much for having me here and with your team. And it feels amazing. Really love the energy and the whole setup, the crew, and the conversations that we are going to be having. I look forward to it.
I'm really honored to be having you on the show. I was fascinated when I came across your profile, though I have told the viewers about what you have endured, how you have come out of it, and how you have rebuilt yourself. It's a story of transformation in such a short time, age, and everything. But being who you are is inspirational, is what I want to begin this conversation with. So thank you for taking out time.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Hurssh. Hurssh is your Indian name. Yeah. And I began with Shi Yangying, which is your Buddhist name. What is the story behind it?
So let's start with my actual name. It's obviously Hurssh Verma. I'm from Mumbai. So Shi Yan is the 34th generation, the 34th disciple of the Shaolin warriors. Yin is actually the actual alphabet, the actual character, not alphabet, the actual character that's given to me. So this was when, before I became a monk, the first time I became a monk, just the first month. And that time, obviously, as a non-Chinese national, they can't pronounce, English names or Hindi names.
Yeah.
So whenever I was traveling with them to promote the Shaolin culture, the, Kung Fu shows and everything that we were doing around the world and inside of China as well. So they needed to always write a Buddhist name because, we are Buddhist monks. So our respect, our, the whole management of the way the hospitality is, the way the presentation is. So everything had to be done in Mandarin. So for me, in order to have a Buddhist name was very important, to have the ceremony was very important. So they asked me one day, this was my first Kung Fu show, I remember. They asked me, what do you love the most?
Yeah.
When you're with us or when you're in the Shaolin Temple, what really excites you? I said, I really love the fact that I'm the only Indian who has got this opportunity, and I'm very grateful for it. And I love the fact that I am representing India. It's like, wherever I go, you all are introducing me as India's Shaolin warrior monk. So that was really, so I love the fact that I'm an Indian. I'm very patriotic. So they said, so in Chinese, India is called Yindu. So the yin character was taken from Yindu and given to me, and if you take every character has a very deep esoteric meaning. So yin means to engrave, to emboss. So I engraved my spot in the temple, hence Shi Yan Yin.
Oh, wow, that is something. That is something.
It was so nice of them to give me this title. So yeah.
So Mumbai boy, right?
Yes.
Let's start with that story now. Before we became the monk, what happened?
I was opposite.
Where did you study in Mumbai?
I'm from Mumbai, Juhu, Jamnabai Narsi School. And I have been opposite of a monk. I think I would be a very big brat when I was in my teenage time and my college time. And I used to be a professional football player. I've always been drawn to athletics and sports and games.
In schools, you mean?
Since school, yeah. Since school time, since third standard, I've been playing football very passionately, I would say. And then professionally with, inter school, then the, the district competitions and the club competitions. So I've always been very proactive. I went up to playing international football with the AC Milan junior team, Leicester City junior team, under 16.
You were in the team?
I went for the camp, got selected, and I got to play for the local league out there. So it was something which was just happened very organically. And my parents were also pursuing me, supporting me and making me pursue my dream of becoming a football player. So
you had a dream to become a football player?
Hanji, yes. I really wanted to very badly.
This was not... Okay, this was not like I play football in school and college. You wanted to be a football player.
I wanted to, and my dad was very supportive of the fact that I was choosing football as my career. But at that point of time, India didn't have much of a structure and the infrastructure, the kind of platform for football.
It's not even a career that anybody is thinking of. I'm really surprised. Like a career. Okay, and then.
So what happened, since I was in Milan, I went to Leicester, London, mom's side family, all of them are there. So over there, a lot of kids start playing football professionally from the age of 11, 12, 8, 9. So I was like, if there is opportunity for me to just be in Europe and play, it'll be nice.
Yeah.
So, but then again, I had to do my 12 board exams. Then I had to get the degree, went to Canada to get my bachelor's degree. So all those things just followed with education, because mom comes from the background of it, like my nana and my family from my mom's side. They all are doctors from the medical background. And dad has been into media and real estate and stuff like that. So for me, it was like, I didn't know what to do because I only knew football. So for fulfilling their wish, I completed my education, and I came back to India after my graduation, after I finished my bachelor's, and then I was lost. I was just confused. So that time India just started having this league called ISL, Indian Soccer League. So I thought there's a scope that's happening. So I started playing football again. But when I came back, then my coach told me that, Hurssh, the way you're running is very wrong. Like it's very off. Like there's no proper balance. So just get yourself tested. And
you were coaching here in Bombay?
I was getting coached here in Bombay,
Okay.
After my graduation, I came back. So that time I realized that, this coach, is very good and he wants me to get better. So when I went for to do my diagnosis for my legs, they found an extra bone that has grown in my knee joint. And this was due to extra calcium in my body. So that led me, this is my story in Mumbai. So I was a very hyperactive child. I was just very overtly passionate about football. And I was very extroverted also. And
help me understand the timeline. Like you were playing at AC Milan.
Yeah,
after you played 10th. Professional after 10th.
Yeah, after 10th I played, yes.
How many would be such matches that you would have played?
I played like a whole season. So it was about like 8 months. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, 7 to 8 months easily.
And then you came back.
I came back, yes. I came back. They did give me an offer to play like, one more season.
Okay.
But I actually didn't do well in my 11th grade examination.
So transported back to finish your studies.
Yeah, and then there was a small camp with Leicester City. I was like, okay, it'll be fun to go to Leicester. So I took the Leicester City camp. And then I came back because it was like a very short camp for 6 months. And then I had to give my 12 board exams. And 12 boards. And then after that, I was like, okay, my sister was going to study to Canada. Then I followed where my sister went. Yeah.
And when did this happen that you figured out that there is... this was after you finished your graduation?
Hanji. So when I came back from Canada, after my graduation, I got to know about my knee issue. So it took me about 1.5 years to figure out, do or not do. And then when I did, then, there was a 4 to 5 month of bed rest and all those things happened. So it was quite a big transformation that happened. I think I would call that the pause in someone's life. There's always a downtime. There's always a pause that happens.
Like bedridden state.
Oh yeah, I was crippled.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. It was a small surgery which turned to be a big surgery because they found a benign tumor attached with the extra bone.
Oh my God.
Which was stuck as a size of a golf ball, which was stuck in between my thigh muscle.
Oh.
So yeah.
And then it was surgically removed?
Surgically removed, and a small surgery became a big surgery, and a small recovery became a really large recovery. So they told me it will take me about 6 months to recover.
Did it impact your mental health at that time?
Yeah, I was quite mentally shaken, and I was very frustrated. And also, like I'm very young. I was just 19, 20.
Yeah.
So I was just in a state where how do I overcome this? Okay, there are doctors, physios coming home to fix me, but it's actually not helping me. Like they weren't able to find the root way to help me. So they already know that I had this surgery. This is the thing, but there is a root way to help and find that inception of, start from like minus, not even zero. So I think that element was missing because I got to study that when I went for my healing to China. Yeah.
And then what happened after 6 months? Back to?
I bedridden for like 5 months, and then I was just frustrated mentally and physically. That whole pressure had come that I really want to take care of myself. Because
6 months, what did you do when you were bedridden? Sorry to ask you this question, but it's very important to know.
I was just playing Xbox.
Yeah.
I was frustrated. I was trying to I've been a reader. I get reading habit from my mom. So I was reading stuff. I used to love reading comics, and I used to love reading books. I was reading, I was playing Xbox, I was, cribbing and whining and, all the tantrums as a teenager I'm throwing at home, and like being a
very difficult for
Bombay
parents.
brat. Yeah. I just think about it and I laugh. I'm like, what a kid I was. But overall, I think I was very, very ready to take charge on myself. So once I think I get this habit from football, that once I take charge, then that's about it. There is no looking back for me. So I decided that I will find the solution to my healing somewhere else, but I will find it no matter what come may.
Can you spend more time on this, taking charge? What did football teach you? What does it really mean?
So football, of course, apart from teaching you discipline, teamwork, structure, honoring the name in the front is much bigger than the name at the back.
Yeah.
So I think these all things football has already taught you. But sometimes what happens as you're working as a team, but sometimes you need to take charge of a certain situation. For example, there are 4 positions in football. There's a forward, there is a midfield, there's a defender, and then the goalkeeper. So certain times, a lot of pressure comes on the goalkeeper. Abhi sab kuch penalties mein goalkeeper ke, haath mein hota hai, So now all the pressure, so he has to take charge. He can't be working under pressure. If he works under pressure, then obviously he's going to dive in his own, negative state.
But he has pressure now that it is completely
pressure
on him.
Pressure is there, but the confidence se operate karenge to fir, it can't be taken as pressure. It's channeled in the right way. So this is what football...
training mein sikhate hai na?
Yeah, of course. So this is what I understand is that pressure is fine. But how do you approach and accept that pressure is what matters the most. That will define your moment. Now you can be nervous, which is a negative vibration, a vibrating frequency.
Correct.
As to confidence, that's a positive vibration frequency. So even if the goalkeeper has pressure, he'll operate with utmost confidence and utmost faith in himself, in his responsibility.
Ki main kar lunga.
Ki I'll be able to do it. I will make sure that I serve my team and my purpose of, saving the team. So I think that's what football taught me, to take charge. कि कोई नहीं आने वाला है आपको बचाने के लिए लाइफ में. You have to do it yourself. This is one thing I understood that time when I started finding alternate medicine therapy, that no one is coming to save you. If you need to be saved, you need to be saved by yourself. Because
help me understand. You didn't trust the surgery, or you were not feeling. What was it that you thought that it's not going to work out?
My rehab was a big question mark for me.
Okay.
Yeah, I think they were just coming to give attendance to do a basic recovery or whatever rehab session, make money, and that's about it. And I actually felt, you come to know na ki internally I'm in so much tune with my body. I know my body is healing or not.
Correct. Okay.
So I was always in tune with my body in a way that, like, am I feeling? Sometimes I used to put pressure, and my mother used to wake up middle of the night to put ice because I had like 12 stitches on my knee. So my mom used to wake up middle of the night, to ice my knee, to give me painkiller to calm my pain down, because suddenly rushes used to come.
It can erupt,
yeah. And mentally I was very distorted and disoriented for sure mentally. It took a big sabbatical, and it took me in a very different state of, I think, frustration, where it got me to realize that I have to take charge. Bhai, koi nahi aa raha hai. With that mindset, I approached my alternate medicine therapy, and then I came across the traditional Chinese medicine, the TCM practice.
ये कैसे दिमाग में आया कि alternate medicine भी कुछ होता है? You were too young to even think about it.
Yes, so I was also having yoga teacher coming home twice a week to help me that meditation कराओ, थोड़ा breathing, pranayama, अनुलोम विलोम, भस्त्रिका, ये सब कराने के लिए. So उनके साथ एक स्टूडेंट आते थे, तो उन्होंने मुझे बताया चाइनीज मेडिसिन के बारे में.
Okay.
तो आई गॉट वेरी लाइक इनक्विजिटिव, एंड घर पे था, टाइम था, सो आई काइंड ऑफ लाइक sat on my laptop and I started like researching what is alternate medicine therapy, what are the different types of alternate medicine therapy. So I knew apart from modern Western medicine, there is Ayurvedic medicine, which we have in our country in India. So I started looking into Ayurvedic medicine. Then someone told me about, even in Thailand there is something, even Philippines there is something, in Cambodia there is something, and then eventually it came to China. So China is very not at par, I would say, but second and very close to how India's philosophies is with yoga, pranayama and Ayurveda.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Can I understand this more?
So when we speak about
I thought China was in itself
they
deep-rooted into what their tradition is. You're saying that Indian scriptures and Vedic scriptures have influenced. We have influenced Chinese.
हाँ जी. That's right.
ये please बताइए.
So Shaolin, if you see Shaolin Temple, the world famous Shaolin Temple, which is the birthplace of Zen Buddhism and the place for Kung Fu, or the Chinese Kung Fu we say. So it was actually an Indian monk from India, from south of India, called Bodhidharma, went from India to China, and he landed up in that temple to start this and spread this culture. So he was from the Pallava dynasty, from the Pallava kingdom. He practiced Kalaripayattu, which is an ancient Indian martial art, Ayurveda, yoga and pranayama. So these are the four things. And Buddhism, of course, that time Buddhism was the ninth avatar of Vishnu, of Narayan. So that time this whole practice was taken by him and started over there and spread over there in the famous Shaolin Temple.
We have never read. This is something very
in fact, even before Bodhidharma came, 34 years before, there was an Indian monk who was taken to a temple in a forest by an Indian king, by a Chinese king. An Indian scholar was taken, a Buddhist scholar. His name was Buddhabhadra. So Buddhabhadra was one of the strongest and the highest level ranking scholars of Buddhist scholars and scriptures. So a Chinese king came down from China to the north of India, and he took him over there. And when he took him in that temple in that forest, that temple turned out to be called Shaolin Temple. If you break down the actual meaning of Shaolin, it's called Temple in the Little Forest. That's the actual meaning of it. So Buddhabhadra, 34 years ke baad, we had Bodhidharma. And then of course, through his practice, everything just emerged, and then it became a big culture.
And started attracting Chinese people to come towards it.
More outside people, because it was only pertaining to the monks living in the monastery.
Okay.
It was never given to anybody outside.
Okay.
So, the temple was attacked twice during the Silk Route. If you go to see the history, the French attacked, then the Japanese attacked, the Mongolians attacked. So the temple has actually been, a place for a lot of, massacre that it has faced. So, but to preserve the culture, a lot of monks fled from the temple. Hence, they spread all over China, and that's where the culture also spread. The whole Shaolin philosophy and Buddhist philosophy also spread. Hence, if we see in China, there are so many different types of Kung Fu. Kung Fu means martial arts, but there are so many different types. So now China has so many Kung Fus. Because there are so many monks who fled from the Shaolin Temple, they started practicing their own styles.
Okay.
So that's how the inception of different styles of Kung Fu's happened.
Wow. This is interesting.
Hanji.
And you researched all this and you said that, okay, I now need to be in China. As well.
Nahin. So I'll tell you what happened. My search narrowed down to China.
Why?
Because I got to know about TCM, traditional Chinese medicine, and I only had so much money in my savings that time. So I got to know that, Beijing hospital is very famous for TCM, but they were very, very expensive and out of my budget. And that time my parents didn't know anything that I'm doing. I was just quietly sitting in my room. I was bedridden. Hence, I came across traditional Chinese medicine in different parts of China, and the traditional part, remote parts of China. So Shaolin Temple is between the mountains. In between mountain regions, and it's a village. So I got to know that Shaolin has breathing, meditation, medicine, Kung Fu. So my gut said that this is a good amalgamation of a lot of different things which will help you heal and bloom into a different person.
Your mom is a doc.
My
She's
mom's
a
not a doctor, my nana.
Okay.
My mom's father.
Yeah. So,
but she is very well versed with the medical.
She would be half doctor. My mom,
Yeah.
my mom is not a doctor, but she's a doctor for me.
Yeah.
That's what all moms, Indian
Yeah,
moms are doctors for
definitely.
their children,
Yes,
right?
yes,
They would know, ye ho raha hai, take this. You
Correct.
don't need a prescription
Yes,
or anything.
yes.
They would know. So now coming from your family lineages of doctors, so what was their take on this when you said, okay, I need alternate medicine and I'm going to China?
So parents were very against it. Obviously, there was only communication with my mom and my dad. I didn't have anybody else because I have an older sister. She got married and she was,
Okay.
at her in-laws. But my parents were very much against the whole idea of going to China in overall, in a nutshell, because they were like, we don't know anybody in China.
Correct.
So they didn't have any kind of security or any kind of comfort for them to, be able to send their son to China.
Correct.
So I had to fight a lot of battles. I had to say certain white lies. That does not mean, I'm a liar or something. But yeah, it was something which I had to take that risk. Because like I mentioned that I took charge, I took control of myself. And, once you know that this is your gut is telling you, this is your calling, then you have to take certain risks and get out of your comfort zone to do things. Yeah.
Gut means like constant a thought is coming in your head when you say gut.
I wouldn't say gut is a thought. I think gut is a feeling. Thought's something which, if you put your mind to, you can create it also.
Yeah.
But gut is something which is purely feeling oriented. If you stand next to someone or next to a situation or people, whoever, you will come to know a feeling, whether you're feeling comfortable, whether you're feeling positive, whether you're feeling influenced or you're being esteemed. So I think gut was purely something when I started seeing the knowledge, doing my R&D on the traditional Chinese medicine, Shaolin. That's where my gut was just feeling very, very evoked and feeling very like, okay, this is the alignment that could actually be a path for me to heal myself.
You know, I'm drilling down on this question so much because for a young man like you, and at that time, just a 19, 20-year-old boy, to go to an alien place like China, and I have nobody around me who's ever done this. And for a reason, you're the first Shaolin warrior monk in India, right?
Yes, I became the first to be adopted as a Shaolin warrior monk. We had other Indians who've gone and practiced Kung Fu.
Right.
But, when you're submerged in a culture, culture means what? Culture means, for example, now in our Indian culture, we have, the North Indian, the South Indian, the Western, the Eastern. So we completely absorb ourselves in the culture to learn the language, unke taur tarike, the rituals, the language, everything, together. So I think what they saw in me or what I really understood about them is like, Hurssh, just study the culture. Everything else will follow.
That is also a very big decision you took after going there. So Mandarin is supposed to be the world's most difficult language.
Yeah.
I mean, by the virtue of it being most difficult language, I've never tried also, honestly.
They say Arabic is the most difficult, but yeah,
Arabic
Mandarin
I
is
know,
second.
by the way.
Yeah.
Yeah, because
Arabic.
I have a lot of relatives and family in Dubai. So I was like, okay, I need to know a little bit
Oh,
of Arabic
lovely.
if you're...
So I think
How was
Arabic
that
writing.
experience?
Arabic writing is I'm sure very difficult to read,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
Chinese the tones are different because it's simplified Mandarin, and then there is this traditional, the simplified Mandarin and traditional Mandarin, which is
Okay.
Cantonese.
Okay.
So it took me time, of course, but I know that if I had to survive there, I have to know the language
need
because
to
not
know.
one single soul speaks English out there.
That is also something. So let's just go back now. When you packed your bags and said, I'm going, how did you approach the school there? How did you stay? What was your plan? First step done. Parents, you what you had to do. All kids who just do what they have to do, they just do it, right?
Yeah.
वो हो गया, वो
हो गया.
first step, first
Right.
पड़ाव हो गया,
हाँ
right?
जी.
Then
Of course, before I told my parents, I had to get confirmation from the temple.
exactly.
So there was a couple of emails that I exchanged with them. So there is a
Okay.
foreign affairs office who facilitates the whole process of getting foreigners over there, whether they want to come for healing, whether they want to learn the kung fu, the
Okay.
culture, whatever. But their main criteria is that you will learn majority of the things very surface level because you don't know the language.
Correct.
So your value added asset would be if you already come prepared to learn the language. So I was like, no, I was in a hurry. I was in desperation, right? So I was like, no, I just want to come to fix my knee. This is my issue. I send them my reports. They said, okay, you come get treated. Not a problem. So that was my incline. I was inclined in that sense. And I didn't know any language or anything. I went as just normal speaking English and Hindi and stuff. Yeah.
How did you manage? And you packed your bags and you went.
Yeah,
What
so
was
that
the
got done. हाँ जी.
Thought in your mind कि कितने दिनों के लिए जा रहे हैं? कितने
So
महीने
I
लगेंगे?
took a 6 months visa.
Okay.
And I know they told me that it will take 3 to 4 months. So I said, okay, another 2 months is good because I had that much also in my savings. And I thought meditation and a little bit of physical training would also help me. And 6 months turned to 5.5 years. Yeah.
I can imagine what your parents would be going through.
Yeah, it was
Now just asking you this is tough.
that first year.
So you did not return for 5 years?
No, I used to come every year to renew my visa.
Okay. Otherwise you would not, right?
I would, ideally I would not, but yeah. I didn't want to leave the temple. I was so,
How
submerged
sad
in the
your
culture.
mom would be. I can just think
So,
about her right now.
My parents came to visit me in the first year after my leg got fixed, and they saw the life I was living. I was bald. I was wearing these, my robe. Of course, it was more formal because we wear socks, we wear shoes, we have tie-ups. So they saw me living that monk life, carrying my own,
Food bowl.
my chopsticks, and my bottle of, big Bisleri, the 20-liter thing, carrying it from from the storage to, my dormitory, for my monk brothers and everything. So for them, it was very, very, sad. My mom broke down in tears and...
She would be like, I have been giving him everything in hands.
Yeah.
This kid is doing all this.
She saw me make a conscious choice of living a very tough life. And apart from that, there were much more difficult and tough situations that we were put into. So when she got to know about that, so it made her heart, I think, more emotional and melt. But I had no complaints because I completely surrendered myself and they wholeheartedly accepted me. So yeah.
You had gone to fix your knee, and that was supposed to happen in 4 to 5 months. You took the visa for 6 months. And what happened on the 6th month that you said, no, I'm going to be here. I'm going to become a monk?
So, I finished 6 months and then I told my parents that I want to stay here for another 6 months to 1 year. I told them that now my leg is better so I can do the physical training of it.
Okay.
And meditation, story things are coming. And I told them also that, I'm getting better with the language. I want to learn the language also. So give me 1 year and I'll try to learn the kung fu training, the meditation, the language. It'll be nice. It'll be something new. It's, any knowledge is always an asset.
Correct.
So after that, I decided just for 1 year. So I finished in total 1.5 years. So now it's like for me to say goodbye to them and my savings over. And, dad and mom are like, okay, now come back. And now you have to work on your career. You have to make money. And all those things that happen to a teenager, or not a teenager, but a young adult, 21, 22. So I decided, okay, fine, I'll go. And I told them I'm leaving. So in that 1.5 year, I built a very good relationship with everybody in the temple because I was there for 1.5 year. So not many people stay there for so long because a lot of foreign students, foreign disciples, they come for short duration. 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, max to max 6 months.
Correct.
So very few people were there. Hence, whenever a new group was coming, I was also practicing my Mandarin and I was helping them translate. So they saw that, I transformed from this kid to this one, to this one, to this one. So after 1.5 years, when I told them I have to leave, my savings are over, I have to go now, I'll come once, everything is fine. So they presented the opportunity to me that, okay, fine, you stay back, you're a good person, you're a good, honest one who surrendered to us. We'll adopt you, you take these oaths and vows. You'll have to be a warrior monk because you're young. Just do the rituals and the routine and the structured life of a monk and just follow whatever we say. So that was a very big deal for me. And they said that we'll adopt you and you stay here. We don't have to, that time I didn't
have to pay anything.
I didn't have to pay after 1.5 years. In fact, I was getting paid because of translation and doing Kung Fu shows and promoting the Shaolin culture and Buddhist philosophies everywhere around the world. So, and
Let's decode your first, so when you say it got fixed, the knee, what was it that they did that we were not able to do here? What was it that was different? What was the Chinese medicine that you're talking about?
So over here, they were coming at home with those wires. I think they were giving those electron wires. The red and the white, red one and the blue one or something.
For muscle activation.
To muscle activation to get the nervous system active, the nerves around the region active. But I think what they worked on was a lot of clogging. So what happened when they removed the tumor, which was as big as a golf ball, there was a lot of hollowness. And because of that, I had to develop muscles to fill in that hollowness.
Correct.
So that was not looked into, one. That was not even diagnosed by them. So that was 1. 2, then when the muscle is growing, the nerves which are existing will spread their tentacles to capture on the new muscles that are grown in order to create the neural transmission and the connection.
Correct.
To activate the nervous system and making that muscle region a part of your nervous system. So that was not tracked by them.
So was it not responding? This area?
It was not responding. That hollowness was there. The hollowness kisi ne repair hi nahi kiya. Nobody actually really worked on the area which needs to be worked on.
Wouldn't it get repaired on its own in due course of time, like for other people, or how does it happen?
So I think in my case, because I've been on the skinny, lanky or the very athletic side, leaner side, so I had to obviously fix my diet. I had to make sure that there are certain movements that are being done. There are certain blockages that were there which had to be unblocked and unclogged, which happened only through the acupuncture therapy.
Okay.
So I think traditional Chinese medicine, TCM, worked very well for me because they catered to all the things that were the missing elements that were not being worked upon.
And they diagnosed it.
They diagnosed it completely, and I was on good, clean, healthy, pure vegetarian diet. Good herbs that I was eating, and a lot of good therapy that was happening on my leg.
And I think a lot of mindset change also, because now you are in a place where you know that you have come here for healing. So does it really work? Is it something to do with your mind, which is now completely surrendered and say, okay, I have come here, you heal me, and the faith with which you approach? Does it have any role to play?
Of course, I personally feel mentally it is so important to trust the process, to surrender. Of course, you need to find what caters to you, what works for you or not. But when you actually find that particular thing that's going to work for you, you have to trust the process and surrender. You can't keep on having doubts. And doctors will work 50%, and you as a patient, you need to work 50% with the doctor. In the capacity where you're able to do certain things. If the doctor is making you do one session and he tells you, okay, now you have to practice this 2 times by yourself in the day, so you have to do it. There is no other way, because that 1 is equal to this 2, which is the 3. So that 3 will actually amplify. If 1 करोगे तो 1 करके फिर वो 3 दिन बाद होगा, rather than 1 दिन में 3 बार होना.
Correct.
Yeah, so I think that I think it was very organic in the temple. They are already monks, the doctors are monks, so they were very mindful about everything that needed to be worked. And there's a very big Shaolin medicine. So there are 4 pillars in Shaolin Temple. 1 is the Zen Buddhism, the Buddhist philosophy. 2nd is the Kung Fu, the martial arts. 3rd is the medicine. And 4th is the Zen archery. So medicine plays a very big role in Shaolin medicine. the very big section, big structure that we have for Shaolin medicine. So a lot of people come there to fix their health. A lot of smokers come to take acupuncture points on their tongue and around their facial region to quit smoking, to kill the craving. Tourist students who come. I feel like traditional Chinese medicine works quite a bit.
Could you help and define who is a Shaolin warrior monk?
So at the Shaolin Temple, there are two types of monks. One's a warrior monk and one's a scholar. The second one is a scholar monk.
Okay.
So warrior monks, what title I was, bestowed with. So warrior monks are mainly pertaining to the Kung Fu aspect of it. Who are doing more of the physical work, who are there on ground. They are studying, they're very young, above the age of 18, are only allowed to become warrior monks. And they are doing the Buddhist scriptures, they're studying medicine, they're studying philosophy, they're studying Kung Fu, archery, everything is being studied. But their duty, what they need to serve as a monk is mainly focused on the physical part, where you'll do Kung Fu shows, you'll teach, you'll go to different countries to spread the health benefits of the practice. So this is more pertaining to what warrior monks. Scholar monks are much seniors.
Okay.
So after a few years of serving as warrior monks, the warrior monks who become seniors can have an option of turning into scholar monks. So they are related to the scriptures, the sutras.
Yeah.
There are like 9 to 10 structures in the temple. We have a temple, so there is a structure here. So every structure has a very deep and esoteric meaning and history behind it. So they cater to this structure. Somebody is sutra master, somebody is meditation master, somebody is a medicine master. So these are all scholars. So these are the two main differences. Scholar monks are much more highly ordained monks.
Sure.
Yeah. So I was a warrior monk, so I got qualified to take my scholar monk vows, but I was not confident and ready for it. I feel like I still have a long way to go. Yeah.
Sure. रुकावट के लिए खेद है. अगर आपको हमारा कंटेंट और कॉन्वर्सेशंस अच्छे लग रहे हैं तो प्लीज लाइक, सब्सक्राइब एंड शेयर करिए अपने फैमिली मेंबर्स और फ्रेंड्स के साथ. थैंक यू सो मच फॉर वॉचिंग. Help me understand what is it. Okay, this is what a warrior monk's job is. So how would you start your day? What would you, after the healing happened? So I believe and I assume that when the healing was going on, you first had to repair your knee. That happened in 5-6 months. And after that, when you accepted their offer to continue and you were given the title of a warrior monk, right?
Yeah.
How was the day? What is the day of a monk? In Shaolin is simple. Where is my question? How do we visualize it? What time would you wake up?
We used to wake up at 4 o'clock.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
So 4 we used to be up, 4:15 max, and we used to line up by 4. We used to line up by 4:30, 4:40, and then 4:45 you have to be inside the Shangdian. Shangdian is the prayer hall. So we used to go to the prayer hall. So we used to start our prayers by 4:55. Until 5:30, so half an hour prayers, and then after that we used to go run the mountains for half an hour, 5 kilometers every day. So go up the mountain and come back.
Without any mountain gear?
Yeah, nothing. It's normal. We used to just wear our training clothes, our shoes, our famous shoes are the Kung Fu shoes that I'm also wearing right now.
Yeah.
Of where you are. So
in the same shoes, no hiking shoes or no special
nothing,
shoes or
no
nothing.
special
And you're climbing the mountain.
Yeah.
Okay.
And once we're done with the run, then we used to come, have breakfast. So
what would be breakfast like?
So there was soup, rice soup. There was bao. There was normally cold vegetables. There was milk and there was fruits.
Okay.
Yeah. And so every warrior monk, there were 3 groups we were divided into. So I was in the most junior-most group because I had just joined, and then got promoted to the second group after 2-3 years. So every warrior monk has to, be there as a duty to serve in the mess where, all monks sit and eat. So we have to serve the scholars first, clean this, that. Once that's done, prayers are done, then you serve. So you do 1 round of serving, then 2nd round of serving. Once everything is done, the first table where all the scholars are sitting, they stand up and then they leave. Then the warrior monks can sit to eat.
Yeah.
Whoever's serving.
The hierarchy, basically.
The hierarchy, yeah. But in a more respectful way. There was no...
Correct. It's more like seva.
It's more seva, and nobody's pompous about it. I mean, they're monks,
Correct.
so I mean, there is no overthinking into it. So yeah.
What's the difference between a normal person and a monk? What changes? Is it the discipline, or the discipline of the mind, discipline of the body, or is it completely something takes over you? What was your feeling?
A normal person, I think there is not much of a difference. It's just a matter of choice and a matter of mindset. Yeah. I think you can be a monk while you're living in the city also, but again, it's how you control your thoughts, your desires, your choices. It's not a big obviously over there's a community, there's a family, there is a structured and regimented service and routine that we follow. Environment plays a very, very big impact right now. For me, coming out of the temple and going to different places, and now setting my foot in India and running the official Shaolin Temple Cultural Center and my social wellness club called Core Club. So now how I carry my core value system and my mission my actual discipline and what my teachings and my learnings as a Shaolin warrior monk, how do I integrate that with my present lifestyle in a modern environment?
Correct.
So I thoroughly and mindfully follow that. I'm not perfect, but I try to, I try to have good progress every day. Can't be perfect, don't want to be. But I think I would say that it's just mindset and your choices.
Sure. So 6 months done, promoted as warrior monk, the practice started. What all did you learn there?
I'll just complete my routine so that people
please.
get your viewers, they get to know about what an actual routine
Sure.
is. So once we're done with the breakfast, then we have a second round of training.
Okay.
Which starts from 8:15 till 11. So there's a 3.5 hour training which is there. Then again 11:30, 11:45 we have a lunch.
Oh, that early lunch.
Yeah,
Okay.
11:30, 11:45, because then again we have the same routine where we have to clean, then have to pray, and then serve the seniors, and then once they're done, then we eat. Then once we are done eating, we have to clean everything.
What is lunch? What is there in lunch?
So there is something called as liang sai and ri sai. That is basically hot vegetable and cold vegetable
Together.
Yeah. So this is a concept of cooked food and raw food, which is so important and not really given too much attention, because your raw food will give you the necessary fibers, because if it's blended, if it's cooked, boiled, whatever, it's going to be killing those actual nutrients and contents which are present in the vegetables. So that's why they used to balance it with the cold and hot. So we used to have different vegetables in the cold, cucumbers and cabbage and radish and tomatoes, everything which is there,
like
cold,
a
which
salad,
can be
right?
like again cold like a salad. Cooked would be sweet potatoes, then there would be mixed vegetables and like different things which can be cooked nicely. And then there used to be a bao. There used to be boiled and steamed noodles and boiled and steamed rice.
Interesting.
So very basic diet. It was nice, filled with nourished, whether it's proteins, whether it's your good carbs. Everything is just there. And this used to be a lunch. And after that, we used to have a philosophy class. So we have to study philosophy as well. Okay. So I've done my master's in ancient Buddhist philosophy. So after lunch, a little bit of rest for 1 hour, and then philosophy class. And after philosophy class, your third session of training, which starts at 3 o'clock. So 2:33 it starts. And then it goes on till 5:30, 5:45. Then 5:45 directly you go again dinner. Then dinner ke baad, sometimes what happened, dinner we used to eat at 7 also, or 6:37, but that also depends on the training we have, the kind of training we have once we finish at 5:30, because even meditation sessions used to be merged right after the training, and meditation lasts for 1.5 hours. So we used to probably have like a small snack and tea and then sit for meditation. Or after dinner, what used to happen was dinner, then rest a little bit, and then self-training. And that used to last from 7 p.m. to 8:30. Then you freshen up and just rest, and then 9:30 sleep.
Yeah. Shut down, like 9:30 shut
shut.
down.
Yeah.
Again, you have to wake up at 4 in the morning.
Every day, same.
And this would happen 7 days a week?
We used to get 2 holidays in a month.
Okay.
2 rest days in a month.
Okay.
Yeah. Otherwise, the foreign disciples who come, they get every Sunday as an off.
Sure.
Because, they come from a Western philosophy and lifestyle. So for them, they kind of also be very lenient. Not too extremely hard how we are in the East. Like in India also we are strict, the Gurukuls and the ashrams and the akhadas. So very similar, but this is obviously a different culture altogether. And and then like we said, we sleep, and then routine. There are rituals, festivals. For that you have to be there. Sometimes you have to travel. Sometimes you have to fly. So as a monastic rituals and whatever is involved for us to serve. Which is part. Farming was one of the most important things that I learned. It was really, really beautiful. So
what was that?
So we had our own vegetable fields, rice fields, mainly rice fields, because it was a good agricultural land to grow rice. We were in that.
Right next to monastery, you're saying?
Yeah. So monastery is a 100-acre property, and the temple comes in around 4-acre property. The monastery, and around them are like ancient structures which have like beautiful esoteric meaning. So tourists usually go there. There are small kung fu schools and wushu is a national sport of China. It's modern martial arts. So there are modern martial arts schools are in and around the monastery, which is inside the main Shaolin campus. And there are hiking trails where people go. There is a cable car, and like a lot of beautiful things are there, which is very within the nature. And it was just it was just beautiful to just.
What was the farming you learned?
Farming was we learned plowing and weeding.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so identifying when it's right time to actually like place the crops, to plant, to sow, and and then harvesting also. We were there to look at the waters which are there. What's the level of it? How much there is. How much level of water is there in the field, because rice, the rice fields have the water.
Yeah.
So taking it out very smartly and not breaking it, the roots is because it's inside. So it was a fun experience, I would say. Got to learn a lot, when you're within the nature.
Yeah, sure. I mean, it's a huge skill to.
Yeah.
Farming, it's a skill.
It's a skill, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I'm glad as a warrior monk and in the Shaolin, I got to experience and embrace these things, and which taught me a lot of different meaning of life, and how these things actually you have a universe inside of you, so how it's connected to your universe inside. So if you're cultivating the right kind of things internally, hence I was so much plateaued, I was so much zen in the monastery. So everything inside me was so nice and very stable, and that's why externally it was also the same. Yeah.
You have just touched upon the most important topic, which is understanding that, let me put it this way, building the understanding that external world and internal world, they coherently work together. And until unless they don't work together, there cannot be any peace in life. As a monk, would you want to throw some light on this, that how internal peace and external environment work together, or they don't work together, or how they are supposed to work together? Let me put it this way. What is internal peace?
So peace is something which you don't find. It's self-cultivated. You can't just be like, okay, I want to sit alone in the room without any sound, without any disturbance, and I'll get peace. It does not work like that. A person who is in a very hectic environment also can find peace. And I think peace is purely related to your focus at one thing at a time. So that is the term Zen also means. When you're doing one thing at a time and you're really enjoying what you're doing, you love what you're doing, and you're so engrossed. and dissolved in what you're doing. That is exactly what peace is. It makes you feel, in our scriptures, because I'm studying the scriptures, our Indian scriptures, the Vedanta philosophy, Shaivism and Vedic scriptures, Satchit Anand.
Yeah.
So it actually gives that hriday, हमारे हृदय को वो सच्चित आनंद वाली भावना का महसूस होता है basically. Yeah, so that's the feeling you should get with whatever activity you're doing. So I think internal peace is self-cultivated, and when your internal world is at ease and peace and in control, and your awareness, I think peace is awareness. Peace is nothing but just awareness, self-awareness. So your internal world's awareness is there, and external world will obviously happen, and you use the element and tool of breath to do it. So Shaolin philosophy is purely related to breath work. Everything that we do, from your martial arts to your Tai Chi to your Qigong, through archery, through meditation, through even medicine, philosophy, Everything is breathing oriented. Breath.
I can't believe this.
Yeah.
Everything is breath. You mean
Yeah.
it is taught with breath being... You
At its center, yeah.
organize the breath and then learn the skill? How is it?
So
It's not pranayama.
It is actually. It actually comes from there. That's where Bodhidharma cultivated those, practice when he was doing Ayurveda, Pranayam, Kaleri Payattu, and Buddhism. So it all comes from there. So in Chinese, the spot which is right below your navel, behind your navel, this is called your Dantian. Dantian is the storage of your chi, the प्राण, जहाँ पर हमारे प्राण बसे हैं. तो यहीं से प्राण का जागृत होता है. यहीं पर ही हम हमेशा जो भी प्राणायाम की हम लोग एक्सरसाइजेस करते हैं, whatever we do, it's cultivating, and this is a storehouse. So this gets activated and spreads all over your body, and then again it comes back to its home. And that's the beauty of pran. That's the beauty of chi. So everything, your focus is here, and how you give the direction to it in different areas of whatever you're doing, whether you're doing hard kung fu, whether you're doing soft kung fu, everything is from here. Even your mental health. Once you have because through awareness of breath comes awareness of self. So when you're aware about your breath, when you're cultivating your breath, that's why you see yogis, rishis, sanatanis, gurus, they all have control over their breath because of pranayam, because they have, studied the Patanjali Sutra, the Ashtanga Yoga. So everything, even in Chinese philosophy, like I said, it's all influenced from the Indian culture. And I'm here as an Indian ambassador for culture, wellness, and Shaolin, where hoping to facilitate and be the bridge between the ancient Indian philosophy going to the Shaolin philosophy and bridging that gap. And again, what modern science is proving right now, like neuroplasticity, epigenetics, placebo effect, all these terms which are coming up now, a lot of people know. Obviously they've already existed, but now it's coming out even more in talks with a lot of people. So these are already practiced by monks. These are already practiced by the rishis and the sadhus. It's been going on since so many years. But yeah, so modern science is now accepting the Indian Vedic philosophy.
Correct.
And it's giving a lot of people confidence to practice this. Sometimes you need some external factor to give it assurance, which is fine, because it's a trial and error. It is something which needs research and proof.
Correct.
So that's where the main mission and value system of what I follow is where my practice, as a teacher, as a person who runs my institute, it's purely related to how ancient Indian philosophy meets modern science.
Wonderful. That's wonderful. Yeah. Let's reflect a little bit on the modern science that you took, neuroplasticity, modern science in the AI-led world, where it is going to be very, very difficult digitally to even know that whether what you're watching is real people, real humans, or it's something which is AI-led. The voice, how you see, there is so much of mirage which is being created right now because of AI when it comes to when you are active digitally. And right now I am feeling your energy because you're a human sitting in front of me. We have the exchange of energy happening. I can sense you. We are having this conversation, but things are very different when we talk about the digital world. Because of that, the understanding of life, the understanding of being in real human touch, or how should I put it? Is where I'm trying to build this context is when you are in a monastery or when you are following yogic lifestyle, you would tend to be away from people and do something to hone yourself, align yourself to a different life, which is not supposed to be human life. General people, human, everyday, work, go, come back life. Here you are dedicating yourself completely, but again you are alone. A lot of people who are not, today there are hundreds of researches that are pointing towards younger population and generation lacking the ability to absorb shocks in life. Because they are not alone because they are following something which is going to be good for them, but they are alone because they find themselves only in the digital world. How everything that you see around you, and while you were there, I'm very sure you never had mobile phones with you. as monks?
Yeah,
Or limited
I mean,
use?
very limited use, only in the dormitory area. And sometimes if we need to record during our training because of, kung fu shows, just to see our moves are fine and coordination is there.
That
But
is
very
it.
limited use, yeah.
What is the message you want to give to youngsters? I am talking to somebody who was a footballer, then decided to transform his own life, became the first warrior monk for India. What is the message you want to give to the youngsters? Because they are not going alone to become monks. They are alone because they are so much digitally oriented,
yeah.
which is making them feel depleted in life.
Yeah.
We feel more human when we are with humans,
Yeah.
not with machines. What is your message to the younger generation?
I honestly feel it is good to adapt as to what the systems and the times we are in. Even I use the help of like certain AI tools to do certain work, but I'm not completely dependent on them. So I personally feel to still carry the human touch. It's good to adapt, but still carrying the human touch very consciously in everyday basis, and not to be very firstly attached and not be completely dependent on something or someone. The message that I would like to give to people, I don't want to give too much gyan. I just know that everyone is a warrior. Everyone is a warrior. You're a warrior, I'm a warrior. People sitting here are a warrior. Who are watching this are warriors. But all we need to do is brighten up our light.
Wow.
That's all.
What is the path towards it? What is the first step towards that? Not everybody can leave everything and go to a monastery and start over. So how do we build that small habit, say, in everyday life?
Honestly, you don't need to leave everything and go anywhere. You can be a warrior while you're living in the city, going to your work. I personally feel all mothers are warriors.
Yeah.
All the women in this world are warriors. All are devis. But coming to the youngsters right now who are really being, influenced and esteemed by so much of digitalization, so much of validation, which is creating mental issues,
Correct.
which is creating adversities in their life. I personally feel that you need to be aware about yourself. How do you be aware about yourself? Is when you are connected to your breath. So either you do some kind of breathing exercise, either you do any kind of movement, even if it's walking. It's not about counting steps. It's not about losing that calories.
Correct.
It's about your body is cycled that way. It is made to move. It's not made to just sit. Your body is made to move. So any kind of positive exertion on your body and your muscles is going to release certain enzymes, certain hormones from your pineal gland, from your pituitary gland, which is going to release certain endorphins, oxytocin, whatever, this positive and happy hormones, whichever is there, serotonin, anything that we consume also. So I personally would say that get aware about your breath, start working on your breath, do some kind of movement, and don't be esteemed by anything or anyone in life. Trust me, if you want to be a warrior in every day of your life, these small basic 3 things you need to do. You will be completely sorted in life. You don't need fancy this, fancy that, and are you influencer ne ye dala, isne ye dala. Like, it's nice. There are a lot of, it's nice to see there are a lot of good, substantial and substance content that's being shared.
Correct.
Scriptures, content, knowledge, wisdom, which is being shared, which is amazing. But you have to actually apply it in your life.
Correct.
But to start with what you asked me to share, the message is that, be aware about your breath, which will make you aware about yourself. Of course, have a healthy life by eating the right things. Have fun. Don't be so hard on yourself. I still try to extend that inwards, but yeah, it's difficult. But so breath, movement, and just do walk the path of righteousness. Dharm pe chalo and all those basic things that are taught by our families. Our family teaches everything to us.
Correct.
We
Only if you listen.
Only if you listen, and that's one of the wanted to share was one of the most important things that I learned in the Shaolin Temple was to listen to understand. The biggest lesson that I learned in that 5.5 years of my journey. I listened to everyone to understand and apply in my life. I didn't just watch it and be like, oh, okay, now, okay, done. A good student is a good listener.
Wow. That is a
My
very
Shifu
powerful
always said
message.
that. So
Very
Shifu
powerful.
used to say that. So yeah.
And then after कहानी आगे बढ़ाते हैं. After 5.5 years, then
Yeah,
is
five
it
and a half
okay?
years.
I
Yeah,
have given my
please.
time.
No, please. So 5.5 years finished, and then obviously the time came where I came to a realization that okay, now I think I should move ahead from the temple. I should leave because I was getting very curious to know more. More in the sense, more different styles of martial arts, because I only thought Shaolin Kung Fu is the world, it's the mother of all martial arts.
Correct.
Then when I got to know that, when I mentioned in the beginning, in China, there are so many different types of martial arts. So I got very intrigued to go and learn all of them.
Okay.
So like one by one. And then I told my master, like, it's good, you're opening yourself up to learn different things. It's nice. You can, leave and practice and come back however you want to live. But I got an opportunity to go and train modern, the Chinese national sport, wushu, kind of, taekwondo, wushu, all these things. I got to opportunity to go with the Jackie Chan stunt team members in America. And that time my sister was also there. My sister lives there with her husband and her family. So I thought I'll take that opportunity to learn with them, because the whole team of Jackie Chan, there are different people from different areas of martial arts and different countries in the world. So I thought it'll be nice to be around them. They'll learn. I'll learn from them. They learn from me.
They're doing something with Jackie Chan right now. For his movies?
Yeah, so Jackie Chan has his own stunt team. There are stunt men who are professional martial artists.
Correct.
So I had 4 or 5 friends who invited me to come and train with them. So Andy Lee, Brian Lee, Daniel, David Turok, and then Philip. And a lot of people are there in America and Los Angeles, in the Hollywood community.
Correct.
So I was like, rather than going to these finding different institutes, let's just go to one pit stop where there'll be so many different types. So there was a Brazilian guy who did jiu-jitsu and capoeira. There was another guy who did from Puerto Rico, did other different type of jiu-jitsu. Then so from Japan there was somebody who did Japanese karate and the kenjutsu and ninjutsu stuff, all those things. So it was fun to be there. 2 years there. Then 2021 I moved back to India, because India, there was no cultural center, Shaolin Cultural Center. Usually they work with the government, but that time we were having some tough times. But then they were like, you be the flag bearer, since you're the first Indian, we'll give you the responsibility and you take the full ownership and the foundingship of the India's Shaolin culture, because you've studied everything in Mandarin.
Correct.
Since also I was an official translator at the temple. So
you learned Mandarin completely?
Yeah, I became an official translator, and that was one of my biggest services that I was doing.
Wow.
To the monastery. Hanji.
So you learned it that well that you could then translate?
Yes. So all the 4 pillars that I have studied, 4 or 5 subjects that I have studied, everything is in Mandarin, nothing is in English.
Oh, okay.
So doing my master's also in Buddhist philosophy, it's been in Mandarin only.
Wonderful.
So they said that you are so strong with the suit of the language, the culture.
Correct.
So you start your institute, and hence Shaolin Temple Cultural Center and Warrior Monk Academy of India was formed in 2021 in Juhu.
Yeah.
And it's been around 3.5 years. And we are also adding a new social wellness club called Core Club, which is by Shaolin Temple, where we'll be having different modern kind of stuff which will attach with the traditional practice as well.
Correct.
Yeah.
So just a little bit your sense on the mental health. I mean, not from somebody thinking or becoming crazy, but how do you, there is so much of distraction all the time. As you said, thanks to social media or digital, invention and intention all the time. There's too much of information which is getting bombarded constantly. We can choose to not look at it, but how can you escape it?
See, mental health, nobody can escape. The only thing you can do is by accepting what you're going through and working on it. And, Shaolin warriors, we have this something called as the warrior mindset. The mental health warrior, we have a course also. But we create that warrior mindset through the activities of breathing tools and a certain kind of mindset approaches that you change the pattern of your neural pathways, how we say in neuroplasticity, you change. So that kind of certain thought processes we change and how you apply it in your life, and you keep on doing it every day through repetition. So Shaolin really focus on repetition. They don't do like आज Monday नया सीखा, Tuesday नया सीखा, no. They'll do Monday एक चीज सीखा तो वो Monday में 6 महीने तक वही करूँगा मैं, Monday से Friday. Master one. It will show in your lifestyle. So time and effort, that's what Shaolin practices purely. Give it time, repeat, and keep on doing efforts.
So India is a very large country. People here in Mumbai will be able to come to your academy and center here in Mumbai and Juhu, but then somebody is watching this podcast in Kerala or say Orissa. What is that one small practice that you can give through this podcast to people that they can start from tomorrow?
I think first, something called as activation and connection of your breath, activation and connection of chi. So first, learn how to breathe right. There are so many people who breathe wrong because every emotion, every reaction, every action comes from the trigger of your breath going wrong. Think about it. If you see sad, your breathing is off. When you're angry, your breathing is hard. When you're nervous, when you're scared, your breathing becomes clogged. So breathing पर mastery करो, अपने प्राण पे, अपने breathing पे, सांस पे. So first, just a very basic thing I'll show you to test whether you're breathing right or not. You can stand, sit and do it. Keep your right palm on your belly button, अपने नाभि पे, right palm को. And then your mouth closed, your tongue to the top palate.
Touching the top palate.
Touching the top palate. Inhale, exhale from your nose purely. So when you inhale, you'll expand your belly. So you have to focus needs to be on your nabi, the spot behind your nabi. So inhale and exhale. Contract. So this is conscious breathing.
Yeah.
A lot of people do it the opposite way. But when you practically apply this, because Qigong, Tai Chi is branch from Qigong. So Qigong also teaches you the mastery of breath and the right kind of breathing. So people in different parts, the plan is to have centers in different states in India. That's the whole plan expansion wise. But we do offer online courses. We do offer, people inviting us for retreats and workshops. So we are all open to that. And people can, academy and knowledge and practices to share. It's a platform to share.
Correct.
We didn't have it in India. I went to China.
Now you have.
Now we have it. So yeah.
We have reached almost the end. I would want to listen to you like for another 3 hours more. But I think we have some questions when we were doing the research about Shaolin, and we picked it from the internet, people who were researching about and wanting to know about these things, I'm just going to handpick some of them for you.
Sure.
Are Shaolin monks allowed to marry? What are the personal sacrifices that monkhood demands? You may just give me little brief answers.
Monks are not allowed to marry. That's why they're called monks.
Right.
And what are the sacrifices?
What are the personal sacrifices that monkhood demands?
Renouncing everything that you are attached to. Whether it can be family, whether it can be any kind of desires, assets, everything.
Belongings.
So renunciation, complete renunciation.
Sure. How do Shaolin monks train themselves to endure pain without breaking? What's the mental framework behind that?
Like I mentioned about, breath being the most important tool. And very consciously through repetition and focusing and transferring that pran, that chi in certain areas of your body consciously. So obviously it sounds very complicated, but yeah, through the breath, through transferring the breath in certain areas of it, you endure pain. Actually, I don't think you endure. There's no pain felt, because pain is something which, yes, it happens. I can't completely, be ignorant about it, but it's something which you just let it pass through you.
It is not impacting you, or it is not...
it just passes through you.
You become the witness to the pain is what you're saying.
Pain is just, you're just witnessing it, exactly. Because you're not actually the physical
form. It's not hurting
form.
you. So it stops hurting is what you're saying.
You just succumb to it. Because you let it pass through, you succumb to it, and you just let it dissolve. It submerges and you become one with it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So today, after... Now you're a monk, right? You don't feel pain? Physical pain? I mean, come on, after weight training, physical pain, the soreness is going to happen.
There are times where you get, cuts and hurts. I've got so many stitches all over my body with the swords and spears, I wouldn't say I wouldn't want to lie, but yeah, there are certain extreme practices that we do which makes us evolve from refraining from feeling pain. Hence, it just passes through you.
Sure.
So yeah.
That is what a monk knows. I mean, that's a secret that monks know, right? You need to be... What is Yijin Jing, and how does it help people unlock longevity and resilience, especially in healing? Have I pronounced it right?
Yes. So nice. I'm glad you asked.
Thankfully.
So I Ching is basically, there are two books that were written by Bodhidharma on breathing
Okay.
patterns. So one was I Ching and second one was Shi Jing.
Okay.
So I Ching is a muscle tendon change classic method. So
Okay.
in this exercise, it is structural body movements and coordinated body movements with the breathing being aligned.
Mhm.
And there are structures and regimented things that are there which helps you improve your blood circulation, the visceral functions of the body, eliminating certain diseases,
Okay.
and like how pranayam helps you.
Yeah.
Similarly, I Ching is coming from the same mother and the parent, basically.
Sure.
Yeah.
What's one Shaolin habit that ordinary people fail to practice but could completely transform their life if they committed to? I believe you answered. This is the breath work you're saying.
The right kind of breath work, and I think focus and consistency, I think.
Sure.
Yeah.
If someone came to you stressed, burned out, and looking for healing, what would their first 30 days of Shaolin inspired recovery look like?
So I always ask every student who comes, or even my team who are trained under me, they also ask all the students who come that if they have any kind of physical pain, if they have any physical medical history, any injury, that's the way we always progress, and we chart out a proper plan for them for whatever course they want to take, or we make something for them, we customize them. A 30-day would look like three times a week you come to our center. I wouldn't advise more than that. If you want, obviously welcome 3 times or 5 times or 6 times. 3 times a week is what we start, so 12 sessions in a month. From 30 days, 12 sessions, and we would take a balance of the hard and the soft. So the hard kung fu and the soft kung fu, because without hard, soft does not exist. Without soft, hard does not exist. It's the concept and the philosophy of yin and yang, the black and white, the light and dark.
The cold and hot.
Yeah, the rhythm and blues.
Wow.
The cold and hot. Yeah. So you balance this, the juxtaposition of both the elements is what even in the practice we offer. And this actually helps people a lot because they find the harmony and the rhythm of their own self, of their own body.
True.
Yeah.
You are also embarking on the journey of being an author. I'd like to know what this book is all about.
I have started writing. I've prepped my manuscript, and just on my first chapter now. But
Oh, wow.
I'm trying not to make it too biographical, not like a memoir, but purely where people can enjoy reading it. My journey, where it's more of the journey of life than a journey of a person whose life it is.
Correct.
So it can be, they can put themselves in that journey rather than putting them in my life. So I'm trying to, put it in that sense. But I can reveal too much. But yeah,
Once it is out.
yeah, it'll take some time. But yeah, the work is on.
I'm very sure your parents are very happy now that you're back and spreading this knowledge in the most right way.
Yes, I think parents are happy, and I'm hoping they're proud as well. But I personally feel that in the end, you should just do what you love doing, and you have to stick to it, because persistence gets you there, consistency keeps you there.
Wow.
So yeah, I think everybody should find their calling, find what they love to do, and stick to it, stick by it. It takes time, but it'll happen.
I think this is the biggest learning that I'm going to take. It takes times, but it will happen.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Hurssh.
Thank you.
Thank you for your time.
Thank you so
I'm
much.
so honored
Poonam ji, for
that
having me and your wonderful team over here. And,
I could sit with you
You're
and
doing
do
very
this.
good work, and happy to have been invited here and share whatever I could, and helps people in whatever capacity.
I think we will run back to you once your book is out, because PVT Show Podcast honors the real honest effort that goes behind a book, and the books that really are aimed to converting and shifting mindsets for the good, larger good of the society. So
Of course, no, definitely, and you, your team, everybody around you, most welcome to our center, to the core club, to
definitely.
to take the Shaolin teachings and learnings.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you for your time.
Namaste.